thank you so much for your attention in having us here today. As a nuclear activist and a youth activist at that, I mean, there's no question that nuclear weapons are the highest manifestation of violence. There is no other weapon or act of violence that surpasses the lethal force and pernicious legacy of a nuclear weapon. So when we're talking about political violence and we're talking about disarmament and weaponry in general, why not go to the penultimate of what that is? And ultimately, this culminates in a nuclear weapon. What brought me into this field was actually my previous interest in women's rights and working with affected communities. And so coming into the nuclear space as an American with a very American perspective through all of my American educational institutions, I had to reevaluate what nuclear weapons meant to me. That it wasn't just a theory of mutually assured destruction that actually kept us safe as a planet, but in fact posed the opposite. So I think when we're talking about the state of the world and nuclear weapons, it feels very existential, but a lot of my work is centered around a more humanistic approach. What does it mean for people like us? What does it mean for our future? And what does it mean for those who have already been affected? I think one statistic that I want to leave with you before I move on to the next panelist is actually the cost of maintenance of these weapons and what this means. We have member states and nuclear states saying that a nuclear war cannot be won. Therefore, we won't even use nuclear weapons. But according to the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, last year in 2023 alone, 8 of the 9 nuclear states collectively spent $91.4 billion maintaining their nuclear arms. So if we were to break this down, this is $2,898 a second. So from what I actually just told you that, we're probably now at around $8,000 to $10,000 that has just been spent on nuclear stockpiles. So this is kind of where we're at, is that nuclear weapons are not just an existential threat, they are a monetary drain and very much something that can change the course of our life and our planet as we know it.